Hello, my dear ones. It's Mary Rosette, and I miss you a lot. Today we are going to have fun. Okay. So I taught you a lot how to spot narcissists, abusive people, toxic people, and I taught you how to deal with them and leave them safely. And I hope if you love enough yourself, you already dealt with them. Those ones who did not respect your boundaries are hopefully out of your life, and you don't talk to them anymore. And you are probably saying, "What's next?" So now the next step, getting rid of them, stop talking to them, is not the final stage. Okay, now this part, this step is the most important one. So you probably very curious what that is. It's healing. Okay, it's very important to heal, especially if you were abused by narcissists for many years. And there is one myth, and I have to clarify it. People think that is when time goes by, you will heal automatically. Bullshit. You have to do a work. You have to do a lot of work, especially if you've been abused by narcissists for many years. Time will not cure anything. Okay? If you don't do anything and just wait for the time, if you suppress your emotions with drugs or alcohol, one day you will deal with them. But at that point, it will be harder to deal with them because you suppress your feelings for a very long time. What happens? When feelings are suppressed for very long time? They will explode one day. It can be as a panic attack, a really bad one. It can be an anxiety attack, again, a really bad one. You know, sometimes people live their life, they got rid of the abusers many years ago. They don't talk to the abusers, they don't talk to them for 20, 30, 40 years, and all of a sudden they started to have mental illness. They have severe panic attack. They have severe anxiety attacks. They have anxiety disorder, and they run to a psychiatrist, and they cannot figure out everything is great in my life. What happened? When did I get this kind of illness? Sometimes suppressed feelings may turn into a physical illness. Okay, that is even more dangerous one. That's why I don't want to scare you, but do not suppress your feelings to the point that after many years you end up having physical illness or a mental illness. Okay, because if you do not deal with those emotions, if you do not heal yourself, they will not go anywhere. Okay, and time will not do anything. You have to do something. You have to heal yourself. Okay, so there are a lot of different methods of healing, and obviously if abuse was severe, which in most of the case with narcissists, you definitely should see, you should start with professional, probably psychiatrist or psychologist. Okay, and the other methods is psychotherapist, life coaches. Okay, meditation, if you religious prayers. Okay, spending lots and lots of time in nature, preferably barefoot on the grass. That's the best results. Okay, swimming. Water heals and cleanses a lot of dirty negative energy that we cannot see with our eyes. Sound therapy, crystal therapy, yoga, exercise, but depends what kind of exercise. There are exercises that cleanses off any debris, energetic debris from your body. Okay, it's good to do exercise, but if you're just doing heavy lifting and running, it will not bring you a lot of healing. It says person who tried everything. I grew up among a lot of narcissists. I had to deal with them. I had to let those ones go who did not change, did not respect my boundaries. I pretty much tried any healing and therapy that exists in this world, okay? And I eventually recovered and knock on wood. And that's why I'm here teaching you, and hopefully you will recover one day as well, okay? And there are lots of therapies available these days. All of them are great. There is color therapy, very, very powerful as well, okay? Aromatherapy with natural oils. You can find videos on YouTube, or there are people who specialize on this stuff. You can just find a good healer, but watch my video about cults and fake healers and spiritual teachers. It's too many of them. Internet is flooded with those ones, so get a recommendation from your friends, from your family members. And unfortunately, even reviews online are not very reliable, okay? I'm not saying all of them, but be careful. Reviews could be like paid reviews, or those healers or therapists, friends may leave a positive comment, which is kind of dishonesty, okay? Pet therapy. Very effective one, okay? So if you have a pet, that's great and amazing. If you don't have, play with your friends' pets. You can volunteer in animal shelter, and also doing crafts. It helps so much. I cannot tell you how much it healed me. Doesn't matter what kind of crafts is it. If you've never done crafts since you were a child, go to any store where they sell crafts and pick up whatever your heart desires and just start doing it. And when you try different ones, you will eventually choose the ones that you really like, the one that makes you happy. Why crafts is such a powerful healer? It heals not just your nervous system, it heals not just your emotions. You get in touch with your soul when you're doing crafts, and it will be a memory when you used to do crafts when you were a kid. So if we're going through stages of healing and we do something we used to love doing when we were children, the recovery will be much faster, okay? Speaking of children, very, very powerful healing type that I'm going to teach you now is healing of inner child. It's a meditation, okay, and it's very powerful. You cannot neglect your wounded inner child and just move on with other therapies and healing. You have to start with your inner child, okay? So there are different techniques to heal your inner child. I will teach you the one that I did for myself, and it helped me a lot. Get a pen and a notepad, because you may not remember all the steps. Okay, so I will give you a few seconds for that. Okay. From your very childhood, from the moment you started remembering yourself, jot down every situation, every traumatic situation that you remember, okay? I did, first time I picked age of 2 or 3 until age of 25, and that meditation took me about 5 to 7 hours. But don't worry, not everybody's childhood is difficult and bad. Maybe your childhood was better, and you don't have to deal with so many traumatic situations. Okay, so jot down all the traumatic situation. Now close your eyes. If you are spiritual, ask your favorite angel or archangel or your spirit guides. If you're religious, ask God to help you to cure your inner child and help you to do this meditation. Okay? Close your eyes and start from very first traumatic situation. Go into that room, okay, where you're sitting, your abuser sitting, or it could be more than one abusive people. Send love. So now you're adult, okay? You have to be in that room, but stay kind of in the corner of the room, a little bit further, okay? Or stay beside your inner child, you, okay? Send love to that inner child, which is you in your childhood. Send lots of love. Hug her and kiss her or him. Tell him or her that you always will protect them, that you always will love them, and you will never let any human being to hurt them again. Now send love from your heart chakra to an abuser or abusers who were in that room who abused you. Send love to all of them, and send love to the situation that happened. If it's a scandal, send love to that scandal. Why it needs to be done? On energetic level, that situation will be cleansed. And you passed your lesson. We're all here to learn our lessons, to pass and go through our karmic lessons, to learn a lesson and to clear the energy so we do not attract each other anymore. When I mean each other, you and your abuser, okay, and vice versa, in this life, in another life, to make this situation neutralized. So when you clear it in energetic level, when you clear the situation, it becomes neutralized, and you will never meet or have to deal with these people or this situation again with another people. Because sometimes when you don't pass the lesson, universe sends the same situation but with different people, okay? And keep sending love to yourself, to abusers, to the situation, that negative situation, until your inner child feels completely okay in that situation. So no more feeling of resentment, anger, or whatever negative feelings you felt in that situation you're feeling right now. So if everything is well, move to the next situation, okay? And like that, you have to heal every situation that happened in your life. And as I said, pick the most traumatic ones, okay? Because if you do your whole life, and it could take you like a very long time. You don't have to do all of it with one sitting. You can break it down. For example, age 3 to 7, do it one day. Age 7 to 11, do it another day. Doesn't matter how many days it's gonna take you, okay? When you finish to work on all your inner child traumas, When you're done this meditation, even if it took you weeks, maybe months, see how you feel at the end. If you still remember those situations and if you feel hurt, do it all over again. I did it many times until your inner child is at peace, until you at peace, your subconscious mind at peace. Keep doing this meditation. Compared to any other healing and therapy techniques that I tried, this one is very effective and the strongest one. Okay? And gradually you will recover, and as I said, do combinations, do other techniques, work with crystals, do yoga, do sound therapy, and see psychologists, psychiatrists. Meditations are good. These kind of different type of healings are good. Actually, getting energy healing is also good. Like I try yoga, I try Reiki. It's up to you. There are different types of energy healings. So these are all good, but sometimes you just have to talk to someone to tell everyone what happened, and don't just run and tell everyone to people who may go and run and tell the whole world. Make sure it's designated person. I personally, if I need to talk to someone that happened something in the past, like traumatic situation, I talk to therapists, okay? With them, there is a contract you sign, so that person will not disclose your information to anyone, okay? So you will be safe. Yes, and hopefully after you do all these healings, all these therapies, you will feel better. Just make sure after doing such a hard work, you do not return to your abuser, okay? If you do so much healing therapies and if you recover, the moment you return to your abuser, all the work you have done will be flushed down the toilet, because abuser will start abusing you again. Do you remember? It's very rare. I told you in many videos that they don't change, okay? They may take you back to just use you for something, and or just to get their revenge because you left them. They're very revengeful narcissists and many abusive people. Find new circle of friends. Find a new partner if it was partner who was abusive. And if you do all these healings, therapies, and many months has passes and you see no results, don't worry. It took me almost 15 years. Some people have been getting healed for decades and decades because they were with abuser. They had to deal with abuser for 20, 30 or 40 years, so don't think that it's going to happen overnight. But you will get there. Don't worry, you will get there. If you have any more questions, please comment below, okay? Donations are not required, but I would appreciate anything that you can donate, because it helps support my channel. Also, let me know if you can hear me well. I changed a couple of times to a new microphones, and people still in some of my videos say that they cannot hear me well. So leave a comment below if you cannot hear me well. I have to go and buy another microphone again. So hit subscribe, and if anything is unclear on the meditation I taught you today, please leave your question. I will be happy to answer. There is an Instagram page if you want to find more content. It's mary.rosette.lifecoach, okay? And DM me if you want to book a consultation. Hit bell button so you do not miss any of my future videos. I am planning to do so many videos, and I'm sure by the time I do all these videos, you will be absolutely expert on distinguishing narcissists, any type of abusers, and you will be professional on how to dealing with them, and you'll be professional on how to ditch them so easily, because the hardest part for many people is to leave the abuser. That's the hardest part, and I understand you. It took me many years until I stopped talking to severely abusive narcissists, because especially if there are family members, it's very, very hard to leave them. And so I understand you, okay? So hit like, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. It was Mary Rosette. I love you a lot.